So these are some of the cicadas that were collected last week down near Champaign, Illinois, in central Illinois, and they have been infected by the so-called zombie fungus, which you would think would kill the cicadas, but actually this fungus just takes over them, and they're still alive and flying around spreading the spores, and with an extremely heightened sexual drive. Only about 10% or less of the cicadas are going to get it, and it fruits making spores, and it knocks the back 3 segments of the abdomen off and replaces them with a spore packet, which is just kind of fuzzy ball of spores that are hanging onto the back of the insect. And when the back of the insect falls off, it takes the genitalia with it, so the cicadas cannot mate. Here's the fungal plug that causes the cicada to become hypersexual. And it's just a mass of spores that have replaced the back 3 segments of the cicada's abdomen. They become hypersexual, and they just want to mate with any cicada they can find, which is how it is passed on. When they try to mate, they pass the spores on to other cicadas. So it is basically an STD.
Which is really kind of interesting. So one of the questions is what exactly is the fungus doing to manipulate the behavior of these cicadas? Because they're doing... One of the things that's so cool about this is that this is one of those fungi that instead of being a mushroom, this is something that is infecting this living animal here, that it's buzzing around with that. It's infected, and this particular fungus doesn't make a mushroom, but what it does is it makes this kind of plug, this mass of spores on the rear end, and it can release those spores then to infect other ones. We end up seeing this kind of plug attached to the back end of these cicadas, and what it ultimately is it's a mass of spores. And so as these cicadas are flying around, they're raining down spores on other cicadas, and so they've earned this nickname, the flying salt shakers of death, which is kind of a catchy name in my opinion. I think these are getting spread throughout time. I think they may have traveled with the cicadas probably. As the cicadas dispersed to this area originally, hundreds of years ago, they may have brought it with them. Or you could have some flying around that are just flicking that salt or those spores down that might get caught in the wind and potentially blow by.
So a zombie apocalypse is not going to happen because of cicadas. The fungus that causes the so-called zombie cicadas cannot transfer to anything but periodical cicadas.